our family seder. Boy, check out this table. Weird bread, bowls of salt, roasted eggs. Not one piece of normal food. Grandpa Sam, Dad and Mom, and Aunt Irene reading in Hebrew instead of English.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech.
Here I am, Danny, dipping into the Haggadah and wondering what I'll do till we eat. Hey, it's almost as if we were back in the days of the pyramids. The 3,855th annual production of Haggadah, as performed by Jewish families worldwide, and starring me, Danny, a charming, red-headed, and slightly troublemaking 12-year-old, Grandpa Sam in his traditional role as a kindly old reader, my mom in charge of the whole production, my dad, her assistant. Also, my sister Judy, who never finds the afikoman because she's too dignified. And co-starring the four sons. And special guest star, the wicked king of Egypt, Pharaoh. And now, a journey into the mysterious past by way of the equally mysterious present.
Adonai, Mikadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Why is this night different from all the other nights? Any other time I would. But this night is different. Only matzah. On the other side of the world, at any other time, a kid comrade would play hide and seek, sometimes with the KGB. But this night is different. They eat bitter herbs too. Far, far away. In the deserts of Ethiopia, at any other time, a kid like me would be doing chores, baking bread, watching the herds. But this night is different. And in Israel, I bet that on the kibbutz, but this night is different. We kids all around the world gather around the seder table.
Tradition tells us about 4 different types of children. One is wise, one rejects everything, one is simple, and one doesn't know how to ask.
Hacham, the wise son. What does he say?
I wonder what's behind these seder symbols on the table.
Rashi, the son who rejects everything. What does he say? What does all this have to do with me?
But a kid who's a punk would dump that junk.
Tom, if a child is simple and doesn't understand what things are,
Me? Gravy? The Royal Navy?
and if a child can't even ask about the Seder,
Better he should keep quiet.
Open his mouth.
Tell him about Abraham and his father. And it came to pass, one day Terah said to Abraham, My son, today I shall instruct you in the service of our gods.
Why can't they make that old story sound more interesting? I mean, if my father told me that it was time for me to work in the idol boutique, I think it was probably like an after-school job, like working in a pet store or at the market. I'm sure they'd make the job sound very important, like polishing the silver or waxing the car.
Abraham asked his father, But how may one serve gods such as these? As his father answered him, Offer them sacrifices, feed them, and cater to their needs.
When you would start to work feeding the idols, you would see that they were nothing but phony old pieces of clay and rock. They don't talk or walk, they certainly don't eat. So instead of just doing what I was told, pow, smash. The biggest god got jealous. He began eating all the other gods' food. I tried to stop him, but he was so greedy that he finally ate so much he blew up.
And so the family of Abraham, called the Israelites, began their descent into Egypt.
This is your captain speaking. We have begun our descent into Egypt. The weather is mild. You won't need those coats and sheepskins.
This is your captain speaking. Pharaoh welcomes you to Egypt. Please follow the instructions of our airport staff. Have your papers ready for inspection.
The Jews did not plan to stay in Egypt long, but somehow their plans changed.
The Bureau of Tourism recommends that visitors try and blend in and cooperate with the customs. Remember, you are not permitted to bring fruit or livestock into the land of Egypt. I'll bet that after herding a bunch of sheep, the Israelites were pretty impressed with Egypt. They invented paper and building plans. Hey there! Neat plans. Anything us Israelites can do around here? But they were tricked.
The Pharaoh appointed cruel taskmasters. and they afflicted us, and we cried into the God of our fathers. And God heard our voice. When one of his lambs ran off, one Israelite, Moses, found it near a stupendous sight. A bush that burned but was not consumed by the fire. And Moses heard God's voice from the bush, and the voice said, "Go to Pharaoh and tell him, let my people go."
Let me tell this part. See, Moses and his brother Aaron went to see the Pharaoh in this giant palace. The God of the Israelites says to let them leave Egypt. And why should I listen to this invisible God? You must show him to me and my priests. I'll show you God's power. You'll see. So you want to make a contest of it, huh? You'll never win. But God gave Moses the power to show that the truth is stronger than magic. And that the Pharaoh's cruelty to the children of Abraham had turned him into a bloodthirsty killer.
Blood.
Pharaoh wouldn't let the Israelites free.
Frogs.
Pharaoh refused to let them go. Why?
Lice.
wouldn't release them. Wasn't blood and frogs enough?
Wild beasts.
Pharaoh still wouldn't let them go.
Sickness.
Moses cut him down to size.
Boils.
Pharaoh's heart was still hard.
Hail.
Pharaoh still refused.
Locusts.
No, you can't go, said the Pharaoh. Why?
Darkness. Slaying of the firstborn.
Pharaoh finally agreed to let the people of Israel go free. They packed their bags quickly, without enough time to let bread bake in ovens and gather outside Pharaoh's cities. In every generation, each individual is bound to regard himself as if he personally had gone forth from Egypt. They followed a pillar of fire at night, and during the day a pillar of smoke, until they came to the Red Sea. Moses, with the power of God, allowed them to cross the water into the desert, where they traveled for years.
So, when we sing Dayenu, we thank God not just for taking us out of Egypt, but for every other time or place where Jews escaped from serving idols or evil men to live in freedom.
Dayenu,
They're getting smarter. Oof! Usually it's right here. Ouch! Or over there. Grandpa Sam is really getting too clever. Aha! Got it. Here it is.
I'll tell you why. Because I to say that you make a monster by the monster. See, you have to talk to make a monster by the
Haggadah, Dezadina Babi Drezuze, Haggadah.
Yatashunreim, V'yachagadion, Dezabina Ba, Ditrezuze, Haggadah.
Alfe calabruzal bastun calabastuna alcan calamurdi algat calaruba la crava calapasturava calaruta albut.
Che bun vincairam tal me but, le la crava calarut albut.
ושחט למלאך המלאך ושחט לשוחט ושחט לתורה ושתה למיה וקרא לנורה ושלב לחוקה ויקרא לקרבה ונשר לשולחה
You sung the questions well, but sometimes I don't know if you're paying attention, if you understand what this meal means. But here you are, even if you're a dreamer.
I'm tired. Good night. See you next year. Where's the cat been all evening?